Hello everybody, my name is CulBlu and I'm bringing out this video of me unboxing a board game, and today I'm going to be unboxing Mage Knight, the Apocalypse Dragon. I'm unboxing this for a few reasons, and I'll talk about it as I go along. Just know you hear me sigh a few times during this whole entire thing, but first let's go and get our background music started, because you know I love my background music here, and we're going to go back to our good old-fashioned lo-fi. For those who don't know, I've finished recording Stellar Horizons 2 and all that stuff at the time, like timeline-wise, but you won't see that video for a long while. Yeah, let's go and get into this one though. Sorry. The reason I was bringing it up is because I've been listening to non-lo-fi music and it's been so weird. Alright, so we're gonna unbox this one. So this is the one of the expansions, one of the newer expansions for Mage Knight, Apocalypse Dragon. They have another expansion that they've announced, which actually, let me go look it up. Because I saw that new expansion, I was like, oh yeah, I don't have the other one. And I want to start by saying that it's very important for me to clarify. Playing Mage Knight is a solo board gamer YouTube channel's like rite of passage. So if you do a lot of solo board game playthroughs, Mage Knight is one of those games you'll play eventually. I will say that I do not like Mage Knight as a game, or at least I haven't traditionally liked Mage Knight as a game. So as a result of that, I've kind of avoided Mage Knight completely. And I'll explain why I haven't liked it and why I'm going through the struggles of trying to learn how to play it now. First, let me see, where's the new expansion? So there was Apocalypse Dragon. There's a new one. Where is it at? Huh. All right. I'm gonna Google it here. Portal to Power. That's what it is. Okay. All right, so that's the newest expansion that's going to be released next year. So I just want to go ahead and get in the flow of just playing through Mage Knight. So going back into here, though, with the unboxing, we're going to read the box. Actually, first, let me finish my thought that I was saying earlier. The reason why I didn't like Mage Knight is because when I first got it a long time ago, like maybe 7 or 8 years, sorry, maybe not that many years, but 6 or 7 years back, 6 or 7 years back, I don't know if people still do that meme. I set it up on the table after I got it because I was excited to play it, been watching videos, and then I set it up on the table, looked at it, and then I just went to bed because it was like 7 p.m. and by the time I finished setting it up, because I was very confused, it was like 8:30, and I was like, you know what, I'm not playing this right now. I'm gonna go to bed early. And then I gave up, and then I went back and tried to play it, and the rules were a little bit confusing. I was trying to follow videos and skipping through things and trying to just go straight to the gameplay, and the gameplay was okay. But I was also playing Mage Knight at the same time I played Shia Legends of Adrift System, and I played Mage Knight with a group of friends, and then we played Shia Legends of Adrift System somewhere in the same vicinity, like within a month or so of each other. And everybody universally agreed, including myself, that Shia just felt way better. They're two different games, Shia Legends of Adrift System, and I want to clarify, Shia Legends of Adrift System is one of my favorite games, and I know that the designer Cody Miller at Far Off Games says the proper pronunciation is Zaya. They're allowed to be wrong. More specifically, I'm stubborn, and I want to stick with my pronunciation of Shia, because Shia means summer sky in Chinese, from my understanding of things, and Shia is the name of the sun, so I was like, hey, it would be cool if it's called Shia instead of Zaya, whatever. But my pedanticness alone aside, sorry, my lack of pedanticness, I should say, aside, Shia Legends of Adrift System is a game we played at the same time, and it was just so much easier to move around and do stuff, to where the mechanics of moving, while frustrating in that game of Shia Legends of Adrift System, it was reasonable because you just roll the dice, you go that many spaces, and that's it. Whereas in Mage Knight, we couldn't wrap our heads around the fact you have to play cards to like play a certain value of cards to move one space, and it felt like a fight just to move spaces. We weren't really into that kind of mechanic at the time. So that goes a long way to say that Mage Knight has soured on me previously, and I haven't played Mage Knight in a long while. So I'm going to go through the process of trying to resurrect my learning of Mage Knight and play something besides First Reconnaissance, because it's the only mission I've ever played. It's the only one that people who only play this game once every 2 years plays anyway. I'm going to try to play not First Reconnaissance, and then try to see if I can kind of get into the meat and depth of the game. Maybe play a longer game, see if that helps out with my enjoyment of what's going on and what the world is. But I'm saying all that at the front of this unboxing to let you guys know that I have a negative opinion of Mage Knight as a board game. But I've sat down and played D-Day at Omaha Beach. I've sat down and played Stellar Horizons 2. I sat down and played Golden Age of Piracy, these big sprawling games. I'm learning how to play Comancheria. I'm gonna eventually play Fire in the Lake. These very in-depth games. There's no excuse for me to not sit down and try to play Mage Knight at least once and do like a recording of it. So as a result of that, we are going to go ahead and finally get to the part where I get to the unboxing. So I just want to get all that out of the way, because that's all background, to let you know that I have not so cozy feelings on Mage Knight as a game system, but I know it's a darling and beloved game for many. We'll see if my opinions and my views hold up as I go through this learning journey here in the future. When will my playthrough of Mage Knight be? I don't know. Maybe like a year from now or so. I'm not making any promises about when I'm actually going to sit down and record a video playthrough of it, because I got a few other things on my plate as well, like the games I named before. But we're going to go ahead and start with our unboxing by reading the back of the box. So, as far as the back of the box, it says, Mage Knight, the Apocalypse Dragon expansion requires the original Mage Knight or Ultimate Edition to play. And fun fact, I have all the expansions for Mage Knight, despite the fact that I said I don't like the game. I bought all the expansions for it. I don't have Ultimate Edition. I got the base game originally, and then I waited for all the expansions to come out, and then I got all the expansions, and I thought, okay, cool, the set's complete, I'll never play it. And then Apocalypse Dragon comes up, and then now the Portal of Power, is it Portal of Power? Portal of Power? The Portal 2 Power is coming out here soon, so here I am just collecting all the things, trying to prove that I'm a board gamer, not a collector, as I collect things that I don't play. Anyway, going back to reading the back of the box though. The Apocalypse Dragon returns. Long ago, the fearsome Apocalypse Dragon unleashed chaos upon the land. 4 legendary heroes managed to defeat it, except for its last egg. Now the dragon is reborn, ready to wreak havoc once more. Only a new generation of heroes can stand against the dragon's rampage and prevent the world's destruction. Will you rise to the challenge? So this is a new expansion for the Mage Knight board game. This box adds all new content from for the acclaimed modern classic Mage Knight. You will step into the role of a mighty hero as you explore, build your army, master powerful spells, conquer cities, and uncover hidden dungeons. Whether competing for dominance, cooperating as a team, or playing on your own, each scenario offers rich adventure and strategic depth. Experience an epic blend of RPG, deck building, and classic board game. Classic board game. It's just in classic board game. Okay, all right, and classic board game, all set in the immersive Mage Knight universe. So praises. Oh, I don't care about that. Yeah, I mean, I guess this is Dice Tower seal of approval. Was it Shut Up, Sit Down? Are they not here? Surprising. Golden Geek Awards and all this other stuff. I don't think I know the rest of these. Oh, is that? No, it's a Spiel. I don't know which one that is, but that's a big award. Anyway, this expansion adds a new hero and miniature, a new hero deck and miniature, an Apocalypse Dragon miniature, nice. New enemies and factions, map tiles and sites, new quests and scenarios, new campaign mode. That's gonna be fun, maybe. Can your hero save the world before it's too late? And then here's some of the things: discover new map tile quest and more. Oh, okay. I thought these were like extra minis here, like building minis, and that'll be kind of cool, I guess. But we'll see once we open it. We're about to open it here in a second. Conquer, defeat the fearsome Apocalypse Dragon. And then up here, this is 150 minutes. I doubt that that's accurate. It's probably double that. Ages 14 plus and 1 to 4 players. Okay. Oh, and you also have a new, a brand new mage, or a brand new content for Mage Knight. That's a new knight, Mage Knight, I guess. All right. So let's go ahead and get this box opened up. Let's see if I can do it with my fingernails here. I think my fingernails are relatively unkept. That's not true. They are nice and round there. So got to get my tiny scissors to save the day. I will say I had a similar experience with Mage Knight that I had with Diablo 2. I know Diablo 2 is a beloved video game, computer game, but when I first got Diablo 2, when I first bought it, and to clarify, I did not buy Diablo 2 when it was popular. I bought it when it was in the battle chest. This is like 10 years after it came out, and I think it just came out in the battle chest. And I bought it, I installed it on my computer, and then I proceeded to fall asleep on my keyboard. I don't know what it was. I guess I didn't want to read everything. It's ADHD, maybe it's Maybelline, I don't know. But I just know that I just fell asleep at my computer, woke up 2 hours later and said, oh. And then I went to bed, and then I never went back and played Diablo 2. I went back and played Diablo 2, and I like the idea of it. But I also kind of got back into Diablo 2 at the time that Diablo 3 was coming out, and that was a disaster. You know, Diablo Mobile and all that stuff, if I recall correctly. And, you know, you guys don't have phones debacle. And as a result of that, I got into Torchlight, because Torchlight was a lot of fun. Anyway, opening the box, we got some stuff. We got a rule book here. We got a campaign book. We got some punch-out cardboard. They didn't pre-punch it for me. What? What is this? What am I, a peasant? I'm joking. For those who don't know, the original Mage Knight board game. The original box. I don't know about the Ultimate Edition because I don't have it, but the original one came with everything pre-punched, so that was pretty cool. But I guess that costs money, and it's probably easier to ship it this way. Here's a campaign sheet. Oh wow, they're just, oh lord, they're committing to the bit, huh? All right, there's a nice little piece of parchment paper. I don't think you can actually click on that. And then you got an insert here, which I feel very sad about because I'm going to try to integrate. Oh, free candy. Oh man, that's a lot of candy. Hey, we got the value pack of candy here. Please don't eat these guys, but I'm going to throw this away. Add it to my other pile of candy. And inside of here, though, we have cards. And, oh my gosh, there we go. Inside of here, we have the Apocalypse Dragon as well. Looks pretty beastly. Looks pretty beastly. I'll get a nice little zoom in here so we can get a close up. We can get closer than that, so we will. Enhance. Oh, okay, well, I can't enhance further than that. There we go. Now we can enhance. Enhance. Oh, really? Come on, camera. I believe in you. Don't let me down. There you go. Boom, look at that. So here's the Apocalypse Dragon. And I think it looks pretty good. I think it looks pretty good. It is pre-painted, which is great because I will not paint minis. I actually don't like minis. Personally, I'd rather have like cardboard tokens to represent things. I know, I should have more imagination, but I was ecstatic to hear that, there was a game that had a minis version and Sky Tier Horde. No, not Sky Tier Horde. Sky Tier Onward has a token edition and a minis edition, and I'm like, yes, give me the tokens. I don't care about minis. I don't know exactly why. Oh, actually, I do know exactly why. It's mostly because I would rather have my game not take up a ton of space because it's holding plastic minis. So I'd rather it just be as flat as possible and as compact as possible. But that's just me personally. All right. So I think we looked at the Apocalypse Dragon quite a bit. Again, I was trying to make sure people can see the detail for those who are into minis. You can judge the paint quality and the mini quality yourself. But for right now, I'm going to bring up the other mini since we're zoomed in here. This is the character mini, the other Mage Knight we have. I do appreciate that it is a lady because I think there's only 2 ladies in the other Mage Knights. Actually, it might be only 1 lady. I think that's like the vampire lady. I forgot her name, but we have another lass here, I should say. She has a sword, she has a shield, she looks pretty badass. I think she's ready to combat, ready to beat things up and punch things with her sword. So I look forward to seeing what kind of mechanics she brings to the table. But again, I have not much context for like what mechanics exist in the game. There's the paint quality and again, apologies for those who want to see more detail, but my lighting is probably not the best in the world to like look at and stare at minis. So we're gonna go ahead and zoom out, and we looked at the dragon, we looked at the character mini that comes with this Apocalypse Dragon, and now we go ahead and take a peek at the cards. So here's the cards, a stack of cards. I will try to sleeve these. I think I use Gamegenic sleeves, which is gonna suck, because those are really hard to come by nowadays. I think they're out of print. I don't think they're out of print, but I don't think they're producing as many because things are more expensive in the world. And it's possible that the suppliers that they use for Gamegenic, maybe they don't have them anymore. Maybe it was too much of value, because the value pack, you used to be able to get those for like $10 for 200 sleeves. And I was like, oh yeah, that's my jam. But now I gotta use Sleeve Kings, which Sleeve Kings are fine. It's just they're not matte sleeves. So we got some cards. This card is familiar. I remember seeing this card. We got the character card here, Tempered Steel. I don't know if you can read that. But I'm just gonna go ahead and just thumb through the cards here very briefly. Not gonna read them too much. All right, actually we will start with this one. This is the powers. These are the powers and the abilities for the character. Okay, so I'll zoom in. And these are for the little bits, the little chit that they have, which is probably a cardboard punch out in there. And these are for their powers and abilities. So the ones that I'm assuming she has, yeah, these are the same card, just double-sided. So these are the abilities. So if you play a lot of Mage Knight and you want to know what are the abilities, here's your peek. Here's your little screenshot. Go ahead and take your little picture and read that, or pause here and you can kind of read those things. Hopefully my camera is clear enough for you to read and see enough detail. But we're going to move on from here because I don't have enough context for Mage Knight to even speak intelligently about that right now. Moving on to the rest of the cards here, we got Oasis. Oh, this is giving us This is telling us about the tiles: the ziggurat, the pyramid. So these are the extra 3 buildings, it seems. Against the apocalypse. Whenever you restore a destroyed site, place the destroyed site token into your inventory. Cool. Dummy player. Oh, so do they have more stuff for the dummy player? Just a reference card? Okay. Oh. Active dummy player, 2 actions. Active dummy player, 1. Okay, I see. And then we have some more stuff here on this side. So do we have more than 1 Mage Knight in here? I mean, we only have 1 mini for a Mage Knight, so maybe there's some more powers and abilities. I don't know, or maybe this particular Mage Knight is a dual action or has multiple abilities. That would be pretty neat if that was the case. Because like I'm seeing like I'm assuming these are double-sided. So these are like, you know, the one side is this, the other side is that. That's my assumption. I don't know if that's true. Again, I haven't played the game enough to kind of speak intelligently, fully intelligently about that. And then you have this over here, which is a treasure hunter, shield wall, coordinated attack, desperate measures, if it's not broken, combat healer. So maybe this is the actual character's thing, or maybe this corresponds to cards. I don't know. I don't like, again, I don't have enough playthroughs of Mage Knight to even speak remotely close to that. Oh, actually no, this is definitely the ability here. Okay, so this is faction reference. Oh, right. So I remember that what was it? The Zeal one. The Tesla one, or it starts with the T. That one, I think that expansion added factions, so you can have faction abilities, and it looks like this one adds 2 more factions. Let me get the I have my my base game of Mage Knight over here off to the side. So let me see if I can try to find this really quickly without being too long in the tooth. But you know, I like my videos long anyway, so it's fine. We're probably gonna be here for another 50 minutes unboxing stuff, talking about a game that I claim I don't care too much about, huh? Yeah, so you have these. This is the big bad in that one, and then you have these 2 factions here, and then you can essentially get like reputation with the factions, from what I recall. And that was one of the expansions. So it sounds like in this one you have 2 more factions, which if that's the case, that'll be pretty neat. Give you more customizability, give you more powers and things that you can kind of flex your muscles with, or kind of sink your teeth into to figure out what combinations might work best for what you're trying to do. I'm actually kind of excited about that. So that sounds fun. All right, so we have 2 new factions, and then here's the actual hero. Here's the actual character card, their abilities. So their little tile that they get. Again, it's slowly coming back to me. I played Mage Knight before, at least 3 times, but I just haven't played it in so long that I'm just kind of grasping at straws here. All right, continuing on, we have whatever this is. Horsemen Death Sites, Horsemen Famine, Horsemen Pestilence, Horsemen of War. I'm assuming you had the 4 horsemen, and you have to fight them or something? Oh yeah, it makes sense. They're part of the Apocalypse Dragon, so you gotta face the 4 horses of the Apocalypse. Okay, sure. Sounds neat. And then you have, what is this? The Execution. Oh, these are quests. Hold on. Okay, I'm not gonna show these on the screen because I don't want to accidentally reveal too much information. Yeah, so I think these are all quests, because they have the same little backing here, and I don't want to spoil anything for anybody, so I'm not going to show these, but let me just go. Yeah, these are all numbered from quest. They say quest at the bottom. Actually, I'll show this part. They show like quest here, so quest 1 all the way to quest 30. So you have 30 different quests. That might be fun. Oh, and here's a card I think explains them. Quest types, quest rules. At the start of your turn. Okay, so they have like a quest offer, I'm assuming. So that's gonna be fun. All right, I can dig it. I'm getting a little bit more excited about going through the journey of learning how to play Mage Knight again, and maybe trying to give it more of a shot now that I'm a little bit longer in the tooth, more wizened, if you will, more grizzled with my board game experiences here. So let's go ahead and zoom out a little bit more so we can get the cardboard opened. So for the cardboard bits, we have it in this plastic wrap here. Tiny scissors will save my life again. Thank you, Tiny Scissors. You are worth your weight in gold and then some. Okay, I'm trying to figure out how to stab this without ripping my cardboard up. Okay, there we go. 1 second. Okay, we're good. All right, plastic is off. And we're throwing this away in the trash. I need to take my trash out. Trash is overflowing. Trash cans are overflowing. I have 2 around me. One for recycling, and the other one for just normal trash. Anyway, yeah, so here we got the cardboard. Let's go and do the cardboard drop test. I feel like these big pieces are probably going to fall out with this, so let's do it and do it. Oh yeah, it's coming out. Starting to, yeah. All right, if I give one final push, yeah, there we go. All right, let's do one more over here. Almost. All right, so the die cut seems reasonable enough. Over here, these pieces are holding on pretty well, and that's pretty good. Traditionally, you don't want your cardboard just flying around. So though I do this whole cardboard drop test and I complain when it doesn't just fall out like butter or something, you do kind of want your cardboard to hold in to kind of, survive shipping and packaging. Or sorry, packaging and shipping. I said that backwards. We got some more tiles here. I wonder which one of these are like start tiles. Oh, I mean core tiles. So I remember you have like country tiles and core tiles. I don't remember which one's which. But there's different tile color backing. I also wonder if the backing colors are the same, because I remember there was like I thought there was like a color issue. So this is from one of the Mage Knights. It looks like this one is more matte than this one, so that's annoying. Yeah, these are way less glossy. So I think if you want like consistent tiles, you might need to get the Ultimate Edition, because I have the base game here. Actually, let me get the rest of the tiles out. Because again, I have the base game, the original base game, and I have the expansions. And again, for more timeline, for those who care, I got Mage Knight somewhere towards the earlier parts of my board game journey, because I've been in the board game hobby for maybe 10 years now, which is in hindsight not super long. That means I started in like 2016. I think it's like 2014-ish. When I started, but I got Mage Knight maybe like a year and a half in, but yeah. So here's one of the differences between some of the tiles. You can just barely see it, but here's one and here's another. This one's a little bit more matte. Again, it's kind of hard to see here at the camera. Actually, we're trying to zoom back into our super close view so we can get a more quality shot. Yeah, so you see this one's kind of like stitched and matte. This one's a lot smoother. I don't know which one came from which. Actually, let me flip it over. So I think this one came from an expansion, and then this one's part of the base game, the original base game. So you got different qualities and backs when you mix the different versions, and you can technically see those, and they're a lot more obvious over here on the green one. See that? Here, I'm assuming this is the base game tile, and this is one of the expansions. Let me see. I mean, I can't tell, but you might be able to tell if you've played a lot of Mage Knight. So yeah, so those are some tiles there, but. That's from the base game plus the expansions there. This one's from Apocalypse Dragon, and Apocalypse Dragon, these backings are way different. Again, I'll get a base game one, because we established that the base game ones are the stitched looking one like this. So yeah, these are Apocalypse Dragon. Their tiles are definitely tellable from the rest of the lot. And then we've established that this one's one of the expansions, so it's a lot smoother. Probably a different printer. Different different people producing the tiles and stuff, and that's going to be kind of annoying if you want to have more consistency with your board game. But again, this is one of the drawbacks of having a game that's been like, this game is 2011 when it originally came out. The base game and it's 2026 right now, and they're going to have an expansion in 2027. So you're probably going to have printing differences. All right, so here's some of the tiles though. We got it zoomed in, so let's go and look at them. Looks like it's just the same kind of information. You got your ziggurat there, 1, 2, 3. I don't know what that's about. There's some oasi, if you will. And oh, there's a pyramid. And then this is a ruin, if I remember correctly. There's a little town. Cool. Here's some of the other chits and bits. We have some of those markers, and we're gonna go ahead and finish punching out the rest of these, and then we'll get another close up of everything else. So let me zoom our camera back out to our original view, and let's punch these out. And I don't know how I'm going to store this. I'm definitely going to use, I guess I'll take advantage of the fact that the Apocalypse Dragon has its own storage, and because I'm going to play the base game, try to play the base game, and then maybe slowly incorporate the rest of the expansions, I will I will probably end up, oh man, these are huge. I'll probably end up keeping this expansion separate from the rest of the game, not integrating everything immediately. Oh, they got a lot of these. All right, man. How many apocalypses are there? Or I'm assuming one of those is the apocalypse dragon itself. All right, and I'm just kind of getting all the big stuff out. And man, we got 2.54, 2.61. What is that all about? Oh, these are the quests. Oh, these are probably the rewards or challenges. Okay, I see. Yeah, because I think that's the same backing as a quest have there. So it's probably like a mix and match. It's my assumption to try to keep the game fresh. So you do one quest and you have a very varying challenge here, a number challenge or something, maybe. Or maybe once you do a certain beat, you face a certain set of enemies or face a certain set of consequences. I don't know. I don't know if I'm supposed to keep these in order or what, but I'm going to put these over here to the side. There are a lot more of them, of course. And I'm making quite a mess already. Look at these. Let's look at these apocalypse tiles here. So this one is, oh, I see. So each of these are the dragon heads. So each dragon head has their own little dial. I don't know exactly how this works because I haven't played the other ones. I thought this was like a faction deal because that's what it was in the other ones. Hold on, let me see. Because this is way smaller, but this was like the big bad in one of the expansions that you could fight. And then over here, I thought these two were the factions, the different factions. You can have your reputation that's increased, and as it increases, you get different things. At least that's what I thought it was. But clearly, I am uninformed. Or underinformed. Not informed at all, in the slightest. But each of these look like the dragon heads here. So these are all the apocalypse dragons. This is the big bad here you fight. Looks like you fight them all. I'm assuming you fight them all at the same time, or maybe you could fight them all in bit by bit, like one at a time. But it's one dragon, so I'm assuming you fight them together. Continuing with punching out stuff, we got some enemies here. They'll have the A on the back. And then you have these, which I don't know what these are, but they look pretty. So a little stack of those farming here. And here's some more stuff here. Again, like I said, I made a prediction that this is the faction. Well, actually, not a prediction, but the card said it was a faction. So I'm assuming that those are faction tiles. Here's the actual abilities for the hero, the Mage Knight. Which I don't even know if the Mage Knight is a hero or not, because they're trying to conquer castles or conquer kingdoms. So maybe the whole kingdom is bad and we're the good guys? I don't know. I don't remember the lore for this game. Actually, I don't think I ever knew the lore for this game, to be honest. Alright, so we got another little bit here. And another one. It looks like we got one of these for each faction, because this is one of the other factions. This symbol here. So I don't know what this is about, but okay. Oh, sorry, I missed some cardboard on this sheet. Almost threw that away. Got our little shields here. I think this is for marking our reputation. And these are control tokens, I think. Oh no, I don't know. I guess these are for something. Again, I'm making a lot of guesses here, and a lot of my guesses are probably really far off. If you're a veteran of Mage Knight, I apologize for the annoyance that I'm causing you. Here's like, please just finish unboxing the board game. Stop commentating. But no, I gotta commentate. I gotta make it. I gotta keep it interesting here, because otherwise it'll just be nice lo-fi music in the background. Which some people said they don't like the music, and that's okay. They're allowed to be wrong. I'm joking. They're not wrong about what they don't like. I'm just saying I'm gonna have the music because it's a style thing. I like the music. Keeps me sane doing 6-hour videos and whatnot. Don't know what those are, but cool. Oh, these are labeled. Okay, so destroyed location, large enemy, and then quest score, coral shield, faction token, quest marker. Okay. I'm glad these are named. I'm punching them all out at the exact same time, so it's not going to matter. Oh, they don't have these labeled. That sucks. Oh, they do. Quest markers. These are quest markers. Yeah, it says quest marker. Faction tokens. Look at that. I made a good guess, y'all. Heck yeah. Reading comprehension, that's what we call that. Alright, continuing on. So these are possessed enemy. This is a possessed enemy. So I guess you take an enemy token. I don't have any in front of me. I thought I had one punched out. Is this an enemy? Yeah, this is an enemy. So you kind of put a possessed token on them like that. So it's possessed apocalypse enemy. And they'll do different things. I guess it gives them more stats or something. That's a neat way to kind of shift it up and change it up for the more difficult, I'm assuming more difficult journey ahead of us. Got a lot of destroyed location tiles. That's actually pretty scary. I'm assuming the Apocalypse Dragon goes marching around and destroying locations. I wonder what the travel cost for destroyed locations is going to be. Okay, so that's all good. Alright, next up, we got this sheet here. We got some more of these possessed enemy markers, according to what the sheet, the punch-out sheet says. Some destroyed location markers, more of those. And then we got some neutral shields, which is what those are called. Coral shields, which I guess is for the coral player. That's their color, coral. Maybe her name is Coral, I don't know. Faction markers, quest marker, alright, and now we're down to our final sheet. Excuse me, I sneezed. Apocalypse. Okay, so that's it. We punch out all the cardboard. Now, let's see if we can kind of put it all back in its thing. I will be sleeving the cards eventually. Like I said, I got to go find some Game Genic sleeves that are not going to cost me an arm and a leg. Some Game Genic matte sleeves that are not going to cost me an arm and a leg. I think there are... Oh, did it have a card count inside of here? I guess eventually I'll look through the rule book, but just let me see if there's a card count in here. I don't remember seeing a card count. I'm not seeing it. Oh man, this is thick. This is a thick rulebook. All right, we'll look at that after I get this all together. Okay, calm down. All right. Sad. We do not have a card count. Oh no, we do. Hey, 61 cards. All right. So I need 2 packs of 50 then. It's 149 tokens, 2 painted miniatures, 5 map tiles, 1 campaign pad, 1 rulebook. Okay. Well, it says 1 rulebook, but I got 2. I got a campaign book and a rulebook. They lied. They fibbed. They fibbed. All right. Let's go ahead and try to put this back. Put this in the box here. So I'm assuming these tiles go here. Maybe more like that. No, they kind of fit this way. Seems like a lot of space for just these ones, so maybe not these ones. Maybe these ones go down here. Looks like they fit better around this area. So I think they might go there. I think they fit better there. Maybe these are for the quest. Let's see, let me kind of scooch this out of the way, clear space. There we go, make way. And I think these might be for the shields. For these, it looks like it's kind of hexagon-ish shape, almost. But no, not really. That doesn't fit. It's kind of sloped here. Actually, no, maybe it does fit. I just got the shape wrong. Come on, let me finagle this. Yeah, that does fit. It's a tight fit. Like, that's a little concerning how tight that fit is. So I don't think those go there. How do they expect me to put these pieces in there without giving me a guide? Actually, let me check the rulebook, see if there's a guide. If they had a guide on how to put all the pieces in the thing, it would probably be here in the front. Or in the back. I guess it's saying you got to figure it out. All right, well, I like a puzzle. I like a little challenge. We'll look more at the rulebook later, but let me see. Over here, campaign book. I don't see any guide on how to store. Looking on the sides of the box. Sometimes I put it on the side of the box, like how to store a thing, but nope, not there either. All right, I guess they just want me to figure it out. All right, that's fine. That's fine. Again, I like puzzles, so we'll go for it. Okay. So let's go through the struggle of figuring this out. So I think I said this might go here instead. These look too small. These feel too small. Maybe these blue ones go there. Yeah, that fits. That fits way better. Does it fit this way? Oh, heck yeah, that fits. All right, yeah, that's so that goes there. Then something goes right beside it. So what goes right beside it? I suppose these could go right beside it. No, they don't fit. They're too wide. This might go. Okay, this fits. This one fits. All right, so hold on, I might be onto something. I think there are way too many of these quest markers to fit there, but let's see if they fit. So I get to use my spatial reasoning. Yeah, there's way too many of these to fit there. That's a no for me, dog. Yeah, that's way too many. Maybe they go here? Here. Oh, okay. That works. Hey, they slot right in there. All right, so it looks like they go there. All right, cool. We're slowly finding a home. Again, WizKids, you can save a lot. You can save a lot. Is it WizKids? Yeah, again, WizKids, you can save a lot of trouble just by giving us like a little guide instead of making this a part of the game. But you know what? I think organization is a part of the game too, so I guess I can't be too mad at them. I mean, I can, but I'm not gonna hold it too much against them. All right, so those go there. Again, these are kind of roundish, so maybe these destroyed location tokens go there. I think these go there, like so. Yeah, those definitely fit there. Because the other thing too is that you want this to be flat, because there's going to be the giant round apocalypse discs are going to go on top of that. My question is what goes there. I think there's enough of these square bits to go there, so I think all these square bits will go there. So you got the Apocalypse faction, which if that's a faction, that'll be pretty cool. You can get them on your side or something. You got the Apocalypse faction, you have the not Apocalypse faction, the purple people. I guess the anti-apocalypse folks. And yeah, those go right there. Boom, look at that. Fits like a glove. All right, so here's the apocalypse disc, or apocalypse thing. Now, it looks like they just want you to talk. Well, hold on, we still got to figure out what goes here. Oh, maybe our shields go there. Okay, hold on. Let me cook. Yeah, our shield tokens, there's a few of these, and that might be a, yeah, there you go. That's a perfect fit for them. And they can even put these round ones there. Boom, look at that. Boom, figured it out. Boom, I don't need no guide. I can figure out myself. I think everything else just tosses in there, which I don't like that, but whatever. All right, they all just toss in there. Sure, whatever. Under the cards. I don't like that because these pieces are liable to kind of like just bump up and get like stuck there and just kind of like push the cards out just a little bit and get the cards slewed everywhere, and it's going to be a nightmare. All right, so these go there, and our world tiles that come with the game go there, and that is a nice perfect fit. Look at that, it's nice and flat. Look at that. Okay. Now we got a bunch of cards. Now the question is, will I need to put these bits in there? So for those who don't know, there's a cool thing you can do with your punch out boards. I like to hold into my punch out boards because situations like this happen to where I missed that. If I would have thrown these away immediately, I would have like been so sad. I would have been missing a piece for the rest of my life. I mean, I suppose I can send a message out and say, hey, I think I missed a piece, and they'll send me a replacement. But a lot of board game companies are open to doing that, just not open to doing that often because that's expensive to send just like one little missing bit and piece. It's nice that they support the game, but I'll show you a cool little trick if we need to use it. But going back over here, we got our cards. I was going to put all these back together. We've kind of thumbed through those earlier. And they just go right there. Not a lot of space for sleeve cards, which is kind of annoying, but I guess their base game box and Mage Knight didn't have the same thing. And then we got our box here, here's the bottom of the box. And the cool, neat little trick is to take your cardboard punch out, because the game was shipped with all this sitting on top. It's likely that you're going to have a lot of a gap between the insert and the box, and I'll just show you here, because I'm pretty sure we're going to have one here. Like physically, it's impossible for us to not have one. Yeah, so you're gonna have like this giant box gap there. This might be hard to see, but you can see right there. Here's like the top of the box, and here's the rest of the room. So things can just like fly out and just go flying asunder. So what you can do is you can either take all your cardboard and just kind of put like that. So every time you come to the game, you take the cardboard bits out and you put them to the side. Or if you want your things to look a little bit more aesthetic, you can take the insert out and then put all of the cardboard punch out under it. And I forget which board game. There was a board game that told you to do this for their game. I forget which game it was, but once I learned that, I was like, "What? No way!" And yeah, way. So you can get everything nice and flat, and now you lifted the insert to where it's like just kind of scraping the top, enough space for you to put the parchment paper, and then your campaign sheet and your rule book. And you can even, I might need to remove one or two punch outs, so I can get a little bit less box lift, because this game did have a little box lift. The box did. Oh, also alternatively, hold up, wait a minute. You may not need to do that. I was feeling all high and mighty about that, but I forgot they gave you this little plastic cover here. And this little plastic cover might solve that problem of pieces just flying asunder. So let me see what they're cooking with here. Kind of don't like these ones. This one's smaller. So let's try to do it the way that I think the Apocalypse Lords intended. So you got that sitting there, and then you got your rule book. Goes right there. Now the question is it going to be flat? And it looks like okay. They thought it through. I mean, there's a little bit of wiggle room there I don't like, but honestly, the savior for this whole situation is that they have a little plastic top here to kind of keep everything in place. So that's good. Good box design, kind of keep things from flying around. Makes you feel a lot more secure about the cards staying there with the bits under them. So I feel a lot better about that. And then you can kind of put this on top, and there is no box lift with that. The built-in storage solution, so I'm appreciative of that. Again, I don't think I showed it. You might have seen it if like for the eagle-eyed among you might have seen it, but the game originally looked like this when I opened it up, because there was box lift, and I guess they were just putting the cardboard on top. So yeah, it's okay. All right, well, take my little technique and throw it in the trash, because you don't need it here. Throw these in the garbage. What the heck do I know, right? What the heck do I know? All right, so we said we're going to look at the rulebook, so let's go and look at the rulebook before we close out this video. And again, we have the campaign sheet, we have the campaign book, and we have this. I don't know if the campaign book's going to have spoilers, so I'm going to look at this off screen here. Yeah, I don't see spoilers here. This looks like information that you could know, and it's just like if you're playing a campaign, a short campaign, do this. If you're playing a long campaign, do this. So it's just showing you all the things here. Yeah, okay. So there's no spoilers. So I'll go ahead and show this one too. So let's zoom in. It might be too close, but let's zoom in here. So here's the. That's too close. So I'm gonna be able to see like the top and the bottom of the book there. Yeah, there we go. That's better. So we have here the campaign book. We're starting here because this is probably what people are most wanting to know. I'm assuming that they have all this on Board Game Geek if you want to get the PDF files of everything. If not, I'll just kind of quickly thumb through this, or you can just pause the video if you really want to read everything. But essentially, you have your scenarios played out here. Do they have a conquest? I was hoping they would have like conquest rules inside of here. That'd be pretty neat. Like a callback to the original. But yeah, from here, this is like for or against. So you choose one of these two, and if you're forward, you're against. So you do these, and solo scoring, do this. So if you choose A, solo scoring, do that. If you choose B. So I like the fact that they have solo and cooperative rules inside of there. I think in the original Mage Knight and the subsequent expansions, some of the missions you had to play multiplayer. There's only a few. There were select ones that were soloable that you can play solo, and I think some people in the community came together and made solo versions of a lot of the campaigns. But I mean, the game's been out for like at least 15 years, so like yeah, definitely you're gonna have community input on a lot of these things. So here's the actual rulebook. So this one says, over 1,000 years before the birth of, is that Tesla? I'm gonna say Tesla. I think that was the name of the other expansion. Birth of Tesla, the Age of Mist, the Apocalypse Dragon was born. It led a rampage across the land before it was finally defeated by 4 mighty heroes. Defeated but not destroyed, however, as an egg survived in its place. Guarded by the draconium for centuries, the egg eventually fell into the evil hands, and the egg was reborn. Its rampage is about to start anew unless more great heroes can be found to stop it once again. So here's some overview of the stuff. There's Coral. And there's Coral, new playable hero. And then Coral grew up in the Atlantean... Is it Atlantean? Atlantean Empire. A treasure hunter like her father. Oh, she's a treasure hunter. Cool. And other sister Pearl. Oh. Her father Dragoon. Or Dagon. Sorry, not Dragoon. Dagon. And her sister Pearl. She was proud of her seafaring... Oh. Zandersan? Oh my gosh. Zandersan heritage. And was always loyal to the Empire, even after Dagon succumbed to the lore of the Apocalypse cult. Blah blah blah. All right, cool. So we got Apocalypse cult stuff. So I'm listening. Let me see, these are all named things. So we have 1 round order token. 1 round order token. I'm trying to see what the yeah, here's the 5 large Apocalypse Dragon tokens. 1 per head. Yep. Here's a painted mini. The Horsemen. The 4 Horsemen. Here's some background for them. Quest cards. Quest markers. Quest reminder. 8 score markers. 1 per hero, including heroes in previous expansions. Nice. Faction tokens. I want to see these. When you defeat certain enemies, you gain 1 of these minor magical items, which have a 1-use ability. Oh, that sucks. Well, not as happy about that as I was before. So set aside is a new effect. Possess enemy tokens, so just new rules. Treat Coral as any other hero in the game. 1 of Coral's unique basic action cards, Quick-Witted, has a new effect, which is called Set Aside. Cool. And they're just giving me some visuals and stuff. I do want to say that I think this rulebook might be my favorite. Let me bring up the original Mage Knight's rulebook, because I had a lot of issues with it. I mean, one of the reasons why. So, for those who don't know, for me, this is just on a personal level. I definitely do have ADHD, and as a result of that, sometimes it's hard for me to focus on things. And you know, I have medications that I take to make sure I focus on things. Again, I'm giving the whole world all my medical details for no reason at all. But as a result of that, having pictures and visuals and bold titles really helps out a lot. Even when I'm doing pretty well and on managing everything. But just having all that is useful. So here's the original rulebook, and it's very gray parchment paper looking, and the text is extremely tiny. And you have some visuals every once in a while, but it's just mostly just like a manual of like just a wall of text everywhere. Again, occasionally you get stuff like this, which is nice and that's reasonable, but again, this is just unnecessarily tiny in my humble opinion. And it's really hard to follow this. And you can see my rule book here is well loved. It's falling apart there. Probably need to restaple that. But it just gets to a point where it's like, I don't know if I want to look through this at all. Here's a scenario book here in the back and all that fun stuff. So I will say that this rule book here, the new one, I feel like WizKids have learned a thing or two, and they've done a lot better. And I think here's the the Lost Legion expansion rulebook. So this is one of the other expansions, and I think they try to follow the same format. Very tiny text, but they have way more visuals. They have way more like icons and showing you what they're talking about as opposed to just talking about it. So definitely got better here with the expansions. Here's Volkair's token, whoever that is. I think that's the big bad guy. And then again, you got your wall of text, and like I appreciate the commitment to the bit of like looking at this old ancient text you're looking at, but also like why is my text so small? Why is it so tiny? Explain smallness. Explain smallness. So that is one thing to kind of point out with that. So I just want to bring this up to say that from what I recall, these rulebooks look way better, and I will. When I say these, I mean the campaign book and this rulebook. These rulebooks look way better, and again, just like relief. This is relief. This is something that I think is not appreciated enough in rulebooks or rulebook design, because you want to cram everything in, you want to save pages, and this rulebook is like freaking 46 pages long. So they're not trying to save space. So I appreciate WizKids just kind of going forward, getting a better flow design. Again, you have like this going on, showing you, hey, at the start of the game, here's your deck, here's your discard, here's the offer, and then like here's like a little flow chart showing you do this and then you do these things, or sorry, not flow chart, I lied. Sorry, diagram showing you what everything means on the card. Like this stuff is super valuable and it's really great. Here's showing what all the symbols mean. There's like a nice little pretty picture down here, and again, it's just pretty art. And some people might see it as a waste of space, and it kind of is a waste of space, but it really just helps out. Like, hey, I'm trying to do the apocalypse thing. Here's some cool art, kind of give you a little bit of relief. Here's some giant black boxes showing that this is all responding to this card as an example. Yeah, this is looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. I have no background at all in like flow or design or anything. I'm just, from the purposes of a reader, this has helped me a lot with being able to follow and find sections really quickly. Oh, is this a combined rulebook? Oh, no way. No way. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Well, I'm mostly saying that because like if you look over here, it says rules from expansions with an S. It says this expansion uses some rules for, oh, okay. Well, it's only talking about the ones that are relevant to this. I see. This expansion uses the rules for starting at a higher level in Mage Knight, for Shades of Tesla expansion. Okay, never mind. I'm about to say, if they like remade those rulebooks into this rulebook, I would be so down. I would be so down. Some scenarios in this section have an overview which applies to all versions of the scenario, and then additional information for competitive, cooperative, and solo. That's a nice way to do it. Here's first reconnaissance for solo, first reconnaissance cooperative, solo blitz, for council overview, for the council overview. Okay, I see. So for council, 2 to 4, 2 to 4. Okay, so they have the same kind of flavor here. Oh, actually, I see what they're doing here. So they have, so are all scenarios soloable now? Hold on, let me get the original rulebook, because I made a claim that in the original Mage Knight, there were only certain missions, certain scenarios that you can actually do solo. Let me go ahead and just kind of see if that's true. I made a claim. Let me see if I can back it up with evidence. So here's the scenarios. There's cooperative and solo scenarios right here. And it says in Mage Knight, in the Mage Knight board game, players themselves determine the pace of the game. If someone is rushing, play most of their cards each turn. The others have to adjust their tempo and blah, 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 blah. Cooperative. Oh, okay. So it says team rules. Some 4-player scenarios are played on 2 teams. Yeah, I think it's just kind of saying, hey, some of these are multiplayer, some of these aren't. Well, that didn't help me. Oh, here we go. Solo list, scenario list. So this is for first reconnaissance, 2 to 4 players. Set up for 2, 3, and 4 players. Then the solo variant. If you try your first mission solo, play with 8. Okay, so they give you your solo variant there. Got it. Full conquest. They have it here. And I don't see a solo variant inside of here. There's just a team game. And there's a variant right there. Again, this text is so tiny. It's crazy. Blitz is players 2 to 4. I don't see a solo variant inside of here. Set up for 2, 3, 4 players. Special rules. Full cooperation, 2 to 3 players. There's a variant here. And now, okay, here we go. We got solo conquest, 1 player. So I guess if this is the addition to full conquest, so solo conquest. Then you have Blitz cooperation, Mines liberation. Yeah, so it's kind of what I was saying before, where some of these missions you can do solo, and some of them, or a lot of them, you can't. You have to do multiplayer, which kind of sucks because you know, this is according to a lot of people, a phenomenal solo game. Again, I have my own negative opinions about it based on my previous experiences, but we're going to try to wipe the slate clean and give it another shot. But looking at the original rulebook, looks like a lot of the missions and conquests were just either solo, like there was like 2 or 3 solo, and everything else was 2 to 4 players. So for here, you got first reconnaissance cooperative, first reconnaissance solo. Here you have solo blitz. Do we have a non-solo blitz? No, it's just solo blitz. Okay. So solo blitz, then you have for the council cooperative, competitive, for the council cooperative, and then for the council solo. So at least they give you an option for all of them. And then here's against the apocalypse, competitive, cooperative, and I'm assuming solos in here too. Heck yeah, that's what I'm talking about. See, this is what I'm talking about. And again, a lot of people say that Mage Knight is just kind of the quintessential solo board gamer's board game. And with this, I feel like that's more or less the case. I wouldn't be surprised if I looked at the other rulebooks for the expansions, which I didn't spend a lot of time looking at because I didn't play the expansions, the other expansions, that there's probably more solo objectives inside of there. Because even on Board Game Geek, I think from Mage Knight, the community says this game is best at 1 to 3. The community recommends 1 to 3 players, and the community says this game is best at 1 to 2 players. So because of that, I'm assuming that's influenced WizKids to kind of go in and make their scenarios solo friendly, so they can actually have people, you know, fully enjoy the game, maybe justify spending the $60 it costs to buy an expansion, so they're not locked out with just everything is a 2 to 3 player, but you can't play it solo. But yeah, it looks like I'm seeing every scenario here looks like it has a solo version, and I'm hugely happy about that. Was this Apocalypse is here, and there's a solo, and here's the Council versus the Apocalypse competitive, and then, oh, is there only a competitive mode for this one? Okay, so this one is only competitive, I see. Okay, so this one is competitive, cooperative, and solo. All right, so not everything is soloable, but I mean, having all of the challenges here except for one be soloable, like that's great. That's amazing. I think that's a great thing. So I'm singing the praises for that one because it gives you more variety, more options, more different scenarios to play through. Here's some additional special rules set up. And again, I was kind of in the initial impression that maybe what they did was they decided to make this like a rehash of all the rules, and that'll be cool. So I would only have to stare at the new format of things, and it'll help me learn the game a lot easier. But that wasn't the case. Let me go back and look at the campaign book again. Now that I have that fresh eye. So I think this one's just for if you're playing the campaign. I don't think there is a determination of solo versus competitive here. I think solo versus competitive determines how the game is set up and what I guess plot twists come up. And this one is if you're playing through the campaign, you're playing through the campaign, whether it's solo or competitive or cooperative. So cool. All right, so I have a lot of renewed excitement here for playing Mage Knight. I'm looking forward to learning this one now. I started off on a very low note. Like I said, I wanted to give context at the start of this video to everybody who's like a huge Mage Knight fan. Just know that Mage Knight is not a darling game for me personally. But just because I'm a darling game for me personally doesn't mean that I think it's a bad game. It just wasn't hitting on cylinders for me based on when I played it and how I played it and the context I played it in. And now that I've kind of grown a little bit more and played a lot more procedurally complicated games, not that I was lacking complicated games beforehand. I mean, Clinic is one of my favorite games, and that game is just chaos in a box. To be completely honest with you, procedural chaos in a box. But it was just more of a situation of the times that I played it, what I was looking for at the time, what kind of experience I was hoping for, all did not match up. So I'm going to give it another shot here sometime in the future. Again, I don't have a specific timeline about when I'm going to actually sit down and play it, but I will be doing some playthroughs here offline first to kind of make sure I get the rules right, and then go check out some of the mini videos out there, people playing through it. Of course, check out, pay respects to Ricky Royal and crew to see how they're playing through it, and see if I can kind of get the download, and then come back and do my own playthrough and get my impressions afterwards after I finish my playthrough. So, all right, this has been an unboxing here of Mage Knight: The Apocalypse Dragon. hopefully this has been very informative, but I'm going to close out the video there. So thank you all very much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed it. And as always, I will see y'all whenever.